Yo, what up? It's the featurepresentation.com where movies and music meet. I'm back on an episode. I know I've been gone for a couple of weeks just working. We got my guys, my team. Finale's in here. Quasi's in here. Pretty Lou's in here. Joey Franchise is in here.
Oh, no, I don't mean to cut you off, Sus, but if anybody hasn't watched what we're about to speak of, super spoilers. Get out of here.
That's going to be on the title, Lou. So look, this whole entire episode is about Zack Snyder's Justice League. A 4-hour experience. We have a bunch of different opinions in this room. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be a lot of spoilers, like we said, and we're going to get right to it, man. So everybody in here saw Zack Snyder's Justice League, correct?
Oh,
Multiple times.
We're still watching it.
I'm about to go watch it again tonight.
Yeah.
I saw it 3 times.
So so we don't talk over each other. Let's start one by one.
I started while having sex. I was watching it.
Oh my God. Let's start one by one so we don't talk over each other. Let's start with Quasi. Quasi, how did you feel about this new 4-hour experience, 2021 Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO?
Quasi like the people's court right now.
Right. So I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because I got mixed emotions. I like the fact that we finally got to see Zack's vision, right? But did it have to be 4 hours long? I didn't really think so. But I'll tell you a couple things I liked. I like the fact that they expanded the Cyborg story. Like he was pretty much the heart of the movie, so to speak. I like that Superman had more swag in this. I liked that they really made Wonder Woman a gangster in this. Like she was in beast mode most of that movie, and I enjoyed that shit because Wonder Woman 84 to me was trash, and this did her a lot of justice.
Sorry to interrupt.
I know that movie came before.
When you express your feelings, I want you to talk in detail because this is a spoiler review. Like if she was gangster, if you remember the exact scene, express it. Like say the good and the bad.
Okay, for sure. I was just trying to separate some of the good with the bad. But yeah, okay, so Wonder Woman in particular was gangster. There's a lot of, there's more of that expanded whole thing where the kids are hostage and she goes in and saves them and she's in there just wrecking shop. There's stuff that we didn't get to see, obviously, in the Whedon cut that was cut down to Justice League, however you want to call it. She's just more brutal. She's more of an Amazon. She's more of a warrior, and that's what she's supposed to be. We got Wonder Woman Light in 84, and that was trash. We really got the hardcore warrior in this one. Cyborg, there's specifics where you get his backstory. You get like how he became Cyborg, like the whole accident he had with his mom, and how the dad tried to use the mother box to infuse, and that's what kept him alive. Flash, I'm kind of on the fence with Flash, and like Flash still looks stupid when he runs, but at the same time, they expanded his power base so you could see he could travel back in time. I'm gonna keep it real. He looks stupid when he runs. He just does.
He swims.
He looks crazy. It's like this. I don't know what the fuck that is, but whatever. You got that in the Justice League, so I'm not going to really harp on that too much. Superman came back with a lot more swag. We had the black suit. But it's pretty much the same story. The only thing I will say, I mean, if we get to kind of the detractions from it later, I wanted to kind of stay on the positive note so everyone else can speak a little bit. Batman is kind of a positive and a negative. Batman really didn't have that much to do. Batman was kind of defanged in this one. It's like, yeah, he had a couple moments, but his primary thing was putting the team together, which we got that from the Justice League, but I even want to say the 2017 version made Batman look a little more competent than this one, because this one, he was like second fiddle to everybody. So I guess this will kind of go to Finale's whole point when he's always talking about Batman is the one guy, he's just mortal. He's got nothing to do with a bunch of superpower beings, but they really underutilized Batman in this one. So that's one thing I'll say. But I did like overall the fact that this was what we were supposed to see, or at least part of this is what we were supposed to originally see in its fullness back in 2017, and we got robbed. The visuals are stunning. I think I love Snyder, but I think everything's slow motion, bro. People go into the bathroom, it's like.
That's one of the things I was gonna say. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. Oh my, every scene is like.
We were basically the Flash. The whole movie was slow motion.
But, I'm gonna keep it on the up. Like for the most part, I liked it. I just didn't think it needed to be 4 hours. There's a lot of things he probably could have tightened up, but I think the point was they wanted everyone to see that you waited so long so you could just see everything, I guess. But yeah, it felt like 4 hours to me. I've seen a lot of reviews where people are like, it didn't feel like 4 hours. I was like, really? What movie were y'all watching? Because that shit was long. But yeah, I'm gonna pass the mic to a few more people. So
all right, let's go to the next guy that I want to hear his opinion, because he's been, before we started this Zoom, he was expressing like he didn't like it, and I want to hear this. Finale,
Yes, sir.
What did you think about the 2021 HBO Max original Zack Snyder's 4-hour-long Justice League?
Okay. I'm not going to try to hog up the time too much, but I do have a lot to say about it. I've watched it 3 times, pretty much studied it. Okay. I watched it at 3 a.m. when it dropped. Because I thought we were going to do the review Thursday. But like you said, the slow motion, I was pretty much the Flash the whole entire movie. A lot of the scenes we didn't need to get slow motion. My gripe, though, is the story. How come Darkseid literally forgot that he came to Earth and got his ass beat? Because he found the anti-life equation on Earth in his battle. And then Steppenwolf finds it, and Darkseid literally acts like he didn't find it. He's like, oh, you found it on Earth? My man, you came here before. That's like Thanos finding the stones on Earth, getting his ass beat, and forgetting he found them on Earth. Major plot hole. Major plot hole. I feel like he literally just smashed a bunch of stuff together to try to get it out, because a lot of it didn't follow up. I love the Martian Manhunter reveal. I loved it because I like Martian Manhunter, but it made no sense. To people that don't know who he is, there's this troll, and then what? You don't find out that he's Martian Manhunter until later, but to who? Who calls you Martian Manhunter?
So hey, wait, can I just add one thing while you mentioned it? Because I meant to say this too while you're on Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter comes in the movie. You see him in the middle of the movie, but then he comes back to talk to Bruce Wayne at the end. It's almost like, but Chief, he's like, I'm here now. But it's like, where were you? We just had a whole 4 hours where we were fighting to save the world. Where were you at? Just chilling eating a donut?
But so if you don't know who he is, you don't know who he is until he says, I'm Martian Manhunter. Okay, but to who? Some may call me Martian Manhunter. I mean, who are these who? Who are these some people? And then all the cutouts of the premonitions, of Superman holding a burnt Lois. I mean, I know it's a burnt Lois because I did my homework, but nobody knows that. Why is he holding this burnt body in the bat layer? Lois is pregnant. You remember in her drawer, you saw a force majeure? Okay, so who's she pregnant by? It ain't Superman. He's been dead for 2 years. So all this is what should have been in the movie. This, to me, would have made it a good movie, because those are a lot of holes that need to be filled up so you could understand the story. Because the rumor is she's pregnant with Bruce Wayne's kid. Bruce was popping it while Superman while Clark was dead. That's right. And that's why she had the birth. And remember, at the end, she's carrying a baby basket into Clark's mom's house, to Martha's crib. So she's pregnant. And then Batman even says it. He says, congrats. He tells him congratulations. I was studying the movie, like I really was. And because I want to make it fair. I know a lot of people are going to like it, but I think they're going to like it by default because it's better than the Whedon. But I feel like he smashed a bunch of images together. The cyborg thing, couldn't stand it. I feel like I was watching a grown man pout the whole movie. He was pouting the whole movie. He's daddy, mommy, and more of that. And I'm a robot, and I hate the world. Like, okay, brother. I mean, I didn't need to see your football game in slow motion. I get it. You're a quarterback. You played football, and you're mad that your father didn't make it. Okay, I'm gonna be that guy. So, I mean, there's more. I just have problems with a lot of things they put in the movie that made no sense. They like Darkseid found the anti-life equation and then forgot he found the anti-life equation on Earth. What was that about? Come on, Quasi. I mean, somebody help me out here. Why? He completely forget that he found?
Definitely gonna be that was a major plot hole. I give it to you. Listen, I think when they put everything back together, there were threads of stuff that they knew they wanted to continue on in later movies, and maybe there was an explanation coming later.
Hey,
I don't know.
You like the Joker giving Batman a reach around?
That was weird.
That was a bad joke.
I did not know what that was about.
That was
okay. And I want to let somebody else talk, but I do got to say something about Aquaman too. Your man shows up out of the water with clothes on, but then he takes his clothes off to get back in the water. It's like he just did a bunch of things for visuals. They just wanted to show you him taking his clothes off like he's Hulk, Hulk Hogan and shit. Like he comes on shore, he saves the guy with his tank top, drinks the bottle. He's supposed to save the ocean, but he throws the bottle into the water and then rips his shirt off to go swimming. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
There's a lot of
in slow motion.
Right. There's a lot of disconnect. I'll I'll throw you one too. That I don't know that people thought about. So Martian Manhunter comes to see Lois as Martha Kent and disguises himself, and Lois
Just
thinks
to
she's
turn
talking to
back into the
Martha.
general.
Right. But then later on, she wouldn't have had the discussion with Martha. Hey, remember when you came to my apartment? I did get out of my funk.
Yeah.
Wouldn't Martha be like, what are you talking about? I never came to see you.
I mean,
That's just
Clark
like,
Kent,
what the fuck?
Clark saw that Lois still had the ring on. He didn't see that there was a whole baby in her stomach.
And he could see through her
Exactly.
body,
But guys, who's to say that? Wait. She was pregnant though when he saw her with the ring on. We know that for a fact.
she had to be pregnant.
She was pregnant. She had the test. She had the pregnancy test in the drawer.
Did after the fight with Steppenwolf, like, was there any like time in between? Like, do we know how far along?
And I'm gonna say the timeline from BVS to this, literally, she could have been pregnant at the time when BVS was going on, and because
Superman was dead for 2 years.
Oh, they said he was dead for 2 years. All right, well then.
Yeah, he was dead for 2 years, and she had a pregnancy test. But that's why you got to look at the future premonition that Cyborg saw when Superman was holding a burnt Lois in the back.
I did see that part. Because that was part when he goes no, and he's like he sees that. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Guys, let's move forward.
Yeah,
I know if I don't stop you guys can continue because it's 3 hours. I want to hear from Pretty Lou.
No, go to Joey. Then I'm talking.
Oh
man!
All right,
Come on, birthday boy.
I just got one more thing to say. I felt like I was watching a musical. That's it.
watching a what?
A musical. Yeah, it made me feel like I was on Broadway just watching it in film.
All right, let's go to Joey Franchise. Joey Franchise, what did you think of the HBO Max 2021 Zack Snyder Justice League cut 4-hour-long experience?
I'll start off by saying it was better than the Josh Whedon cut because, man,
let me stop you right there. 80s porn is better than that Justice League movie from like 2017.
This is very true. What was that first porn that ever hit theaters? It was like, damn, I forgot.
Who, Sylvester Stallone's?
Probably.
Dallas or something.
Or whatever that was better than the 2017.
Yeah. So I think it was something Deep Throat. That's what it was called. So check this.
It was in King Kong.
And it was the first ever like porn to be broadcast in theaters. But anyways, way better than Joss Whedon. I honestly felt like it had an opportunity to kind of breathe new life into the DCEU. I will agree with Finale and Quasi. With the 4 hours, it was kind of a little bit too much, and it really felt like 4 hours. I legit took a nap, and I stopped the movie at like probably a minute 25 or hour 25. And took a nap, and then woke up, watched the rest of the flick. It was kind of a rough watch. A lot of slow motion. I don't know what it is with Zack Snyder and slow motion.
He loves it.
Everything, and it was everything was slow motion.
So are you guys? I'm sorry to interrupt because you guys keep saying the slow motion. Are you saying the movie is actually 2 hours long, but because everything was slow motion?
Yeah, because had it not been slow motion, it would have been 2 hours.
It would have dropped. I would say it'd be about 2.5 hour movie if they cut out the slow motion.
Yeah, they cut out some of that slow mo.
Oh my god.
They did cover a lot of plot holes though from the last movie. Understanding how Batman can absorb, the parademons shooting at him. Alfred was nice with the, building up his suit and having him able to withstand that with the gauntlet. Also, like, I didn't think Batman was like a pushover. Like, I felt like he was more of a pushover in the last movie than this one. I feel like his fight scenes were really good, really cool. I liked Cyborg's story. Yeah, it was a little bit kind of sentimental at times because, with his pops and his, doing the family thing. And he's trying to understand his powers, and he kind of has this like Finale said, I hate the world kind of view on everything. His story was good. I'm actually, after watching it, I would be interested in watching a Cyborg spinoff movie. Like, I think there's really more they can dive in with that character, and I thought Ray Fisher was pretty solid. I like to explain like the Flash and the Speed Force and how he can reverse time. Just so many like plot holes that were answered all together that really left us confused in the last movie. So and Zach really did his thing with it for what it is. You know what I mean? He took a trash movie and added his spin, his original vision to it. And I will say too, the Martian Manhunter thing kind of threw me off a little bit. And it's like, yo, dog, where the fuck were you the whole time?
Where were you?
Dog, since Man of Steel, like Zod was out here throwing me around, like.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
too,
like Zod was out here throwing Superman around like a frisbee. So I mean, that was kind of weird to me. But I would say, like, after watching it, and the fact that they incorporate, Batman's vision from Batman v Superman, I would be down for a Justice League sequel just catered to that vision, and having Flash, trying to go back and reverse it almost every time. I think they did something similar to that. Like, remember X-Men Days of Future Past?
Yep.
Where they kept going back in time?
That's the movie right there. That's the movie that needs to be
I'm with
made.
you guys
That's
on
the
that.
one.
That would be the movie I'd want to see.
That's the movie. That's what I think. That's the movie that needs to be made.
Technically, that's from even the video game premise. It's like if Superman goes
Injustice.
bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Injustice.
That's it.
That was a dope movie.
Yeah.
But it was good. I give it a B. It was a solid B movie. The 4-hour thing, I mean, it's kind of a struggle, but at the end of the day, like, it's a pretty solid story and a lot better than the last one.
All right, let's move forward to my brother Pretty Lou. Because me and Pretty Lou talk on the telephone a lot, and his opinions was much different than
Lou.
Pretty Lou thought it was a great movie. I'm gonna let him tell you. Pretty Lou, what did you think of the 2021 HBOMAX Zack Snyder Justice League 4-hour cut experience?
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, yo, finale, man. I would never go to the movies for finale.
He's a tough critic, man. He opened my eyes a little bit.
Finale is the type of guy that if you go to the bathroom, he will know what hand you used.
I'm sorry, I can observe well.
Judging by the way you were leaning, you were kind of holding it with your left.
You was touching the wall with 3 fingers.
Right.
But all right. So this is my opinion as a fan. I've been a fan since I was a kid. Did I like the Justice League, the first one? No, it was horrible. It was garbage. He needs to, he needs to go and put a plastic bag over his head and kill himself.
That's dark.
He's talking about the director of the 2017 Justice League.
Josh
Yeah,
Whedon.
we can tweet that as well, that I said it. But after watching yesterday, I now finally see his vision, and I also finally see how he put everything together. I say he finally took his time on a movie that you needed to take time on. All right? Should have been 4 hours? No, as a movie, but if you was doing it because I heard that it was supposed to be by parts.
Yeah.
I think if you would have kept it by parts, then that would have been better. Because at least we know is, every part is different, and you don't have to worry about the 4-hour thing. But I love that he took out all the trash parts that were in the last movie, which I don't like to curse, but all the pussy parts. Right? That all the little, the little comic stuff and all. I'm happy he took all that away. 2, I'm glad that he made this man look much better and not a pussy, because Batman was a pussy in the first movie.
Facts.
Right? I love it that he even took out the scene that he was in the grass. Like I think he really took his time on it, and he made it darker. I loved the fight scenes. I loved it how Steppenwolf came and destroyed every Amazon woman in there. You know what I'm saying? And even the ending how they killed him. Now that's how you kill an enemy.
Yeah, I'll agree.
I do have a question, Lou.
The final fight was dope.
Because you're a true fan.
Huh?
I have a question when you're done, because you're a true fan.
Yeah, I got a question too.
The Martian Manhunter. All right, I kind of agree with you guys. Like, yeah, where were you, my brother? You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Plus the CGI was terrible.
Yeah, like
terrible.
That is true. Like, where were you? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you appear and like once you came out the first time, you were supposed to start coming out more and more. You know what I'm saying? After you just came out that one time, and then all of a sudden you come at the end, I'm like, all right, that was kind of stupid, and all that stuff. But I just think overall, Zack, for me, for right now, you got to give the man credit. He fixed something that was totally damaged, and we thought that would never come back. I really thought that DC was in the garbage. This Justice League was never ever gonna get. Not gonna make it better. You got to give Zack Snyder credit for even making this to taking something that was broken and at least making it back into a car again.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
It was enjoyable.
No, well, it was already made. We didn't broke the car.
Well,
Yeah.
Right.
well, they had to add a bunch of footage.
No, he didn't break the car. He smashed the car to the wall.
Right.
Like
He
it was
chopped
already,
it down. He left it in the Bronx and left it on bricks.
like not even Geico could have helped you out. You know what I'm saying?
It's
But,
comparable to me. Sorry, not to cut you off, but it's comparable to me like back in the day when Donner had made Superman 2 up to 70-80%. Then later you finally see the Donner cut what it could have been. It's comparable to that because the movie was already made to finale's point, but now you finally get to see the whole vision without the Lester scenes to compare it to the Donner cut. If you take all that shit out and make it the movie it's supposed
I'm happy they gave Cyborg a bigger look. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy now his origin is done. Flash, they should have changed him a little bit too. They should have not. You know, I mean, I call.
Why
him,
does he run like this?
Yeah, I don't like how he runs, and I didn't like the dialogue. I thought his dialogue was better than the last movie, though.
Yeah, the dialogue was definitely. But what I did love about the Flash is that there was a lot of key points. I know finales because he paid attention. There was a lot of key points that he was leading towards Flashpoint.
I think that's the movie that's going to save DCU.
Yeah, and
Finale, don't talk about that yet because I was going to ask you guys that, but go ahead, Lou.
That's a Flashpoint, and I really feel that nightmare scene is going to be in Flashpoint for sure.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah.
For
Okay,
sure.
so
I had a question for Lou.
And Jay Leto, even though I still don't think he's a great Joker because he's not, at least that one little part that he had did much better than Suicide Squad.
He had
You were good with the reach around?
Nah, he needed to drop a pause after that.
You were good with the reach around?
He needed to
I was
major
content.
pause.
You know, oh no, the only reason why I was content is because they finally spoke about the death of Robin.
He said some dark shit in that
And-
line.
yeah.
Remember that line?
And the best part that ever came out of the Joker was when he said, "Never send a boy wonder to do a man's job."
So I have a question though. Why did Superman pick the black suit? I thought he was going to wear a black suit because the red one had a hole in it. But when he was in the ship, there was a whole new blue-red suit. So why did he choose? Just all you had to do is mention it. Don't put the suit in my face, and then nobody's gonna ask him. So what's up with the black suit?
I'm going to be honest. They even both.
Quasi, I know you got sick.
No, wait.
I do, but I won't
Let Lou talk and then let Quasi talk because I want to talk.
But you know what? Both directors effed up on that too. You know why? Because in reality, listen. To this day, I still don't like how they brought Superman back. Even to the new movie, that's not how he came back. He did not come back that way. And the black suit originally was supposed to come back because he remember when he rose and the 4 Supermen became, and then when he finally remember it was that universe that gave him that. He came with a beard, his hair was long, and all that stuff. Like that was the original way Superman's supposed to come back. I still don't like the little thing, you know, they put him in the water. I still don't like that. You know.
Quasi,
I'm just wondering why he chose the black one when
so
he
the
had.
black suit, the explanation, and they could have given it really quick. It was
Just give me
supposed
the
to be
gift.
so he could absorb more solar power. That was the original origin of that black suit from the Death of
Right,
Superman
because
way back in '93.
the
They never
rebirth-
explained that in the movie.
Right,
And I
the
thought when he flies up there and Superman has the big pose and he's soaking in the sun, they would have explained that, but they never did.
They
So
never
if you're not a
did.
fan,
And
you don't
the-
get it.
And the rebirth of Superman from the universe that he came back from was from the solar of the sun.
Right. The point of the black suit was supposed to be to absorb the sun and more
Well,
to get
thank
more
you.
strength
I didn't
back,
know
but
why.
they
I thought
never
it was
explained
because
I
it.
the
never
other
knew
suit
that.
was damaged from
They didn't
Doomsday.
explain it. They didn't explain it. They should have
Yeah.
explained it.
Somebody like one.
of
I would have been good if one of the guys asked, like Batman's like, "Oh, you going black?"
Batman, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
becoming
oh, you
black
wearing a
now,
black suit?
anything.
So that was
No,
that's a big.
Batman's. I always forget his name. When he flew to the cave. What's his name? Damn, not Jarvis. What's his name?
Alfred.
Yeah, Alfred saw him. He could have been like, oh, going black now. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
something.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
no,
with
that's
you.
a big mistake. They had 4 hours. They had a 4-hour movie that we all agreed that some parts could have been cut out and it could have been replaced of why this black suit existed to begin with. That could have been a
But-
1-minute scene, a 2-minute scene.
But here's the but, and for you, Sush, you need to chime in on this a little. I know you've only seen parts, but they did make Superman look a lot more gay. He looked good in the suit,
Yeah,
and he was kicking ass in the suit.
Him
So,
and Batman.
Sus, what did you think when you saw Superman finally? Because he's not there to the last hour or two. When you finally saw
a lot
Superman,
of
that's
a
your
lot of
guy.
it was footage that they used of Zack Snyder's in the 2017, so it was awesome.
Right.
But yeah, some of the additional footage, yeah, Superman to me is badass. I think that part of the movie they killed it. I think Henry Cavill should continue to be Superman. I think he is Superman. I think they should have did a Man of Steel 2. I really don't think that they should give the reign to J.J. Abrams. I think that they should give Henry Cavill another shot.
Who's J.J. Abrams? Who's that? I don't even know.
No, he's a director.
He's a
I know
director.
who he is. I'm just saying I don't know who he is.
No, he's a
Because
big.
that's how
He
it's
did Cloverfield.
Star Trek.
They did the
Star
Star
Trek,
Wars movies.
He's a
the
big.
last
He's a big
Star Wars movie.
director, and they're saying that he might be doing Superman with possibly Michael B. Jordan doing the black version of Superman.
Yeah.
Please,
It's gonna be
no.
an alternate Superman.
No, that's when I'll go with finale to the movie and let finale go.
I'd rather that dude Boyega. If they're gonna do Black Superman, I'd rather the Boyega kid from the Star Wars movies.
Man,
No,
I
hell
gotta
no.
keep
Wait.
Noriega
So he could be like Ray the whole movie. Fuck
So-
outta here,
I would
dog.
rather
If I
see
never see
Noriega as
Boyega again,
Superman.
it'll be too soon.
Yo,
The way
Ray!
Sorry, because everybody's talking over each other. The way Superman was in this movie is the way he should have been in Batman v Superman. They kind of made him a little pussy in Batman v Superman.
A little.
For
They
no-
had to, man. He'll wash Batman. Like they had to dumb him down.
No, that is not right, dog. I mean,
Yeah, he
here's
will
the one
wash
thing-
Batman.
No, here's the
All
one
he
thing I'm
got to
gonna
do is
tell you.
this.
No,
all right,
son.
hold up.
To the sun.
Now let me get into it.
Uh-oh.
No, hold up. Look,
A lot of 1v1 talk right now.
Hold up. Let me clarify something real quick. If you guys, matter of fact, finale, I'm gonna buy the book for you.
I don't care about the book. I'm the
There's a
plot
book.
armor.
There's a book called I think it was called 100 Enemies of DC. They named Batman as an enemy, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Batman in the DC universe has been the only man to kill Superman.
Yes, plot armor.
Let me say something real quick, and you guys could school me on this because I'm a big Superman fan, but I wasn't into the comics the way you guys were. We all know that the powers of Superman could just flick Batman, like Finale said.
Exactly.
I did like the fact that he exposed the kryptonite factor that this version of Superman didn't know about yet, about that weakness. But why in the comic books is Batman? How is he even possibly, besides exposing a weakness that he didn't know, how can he possibly beat
Kryptonite. Or he teleports.
That's the weakness that he didn't know. So besides
but
that,
also he if you look at the original what is it, the Dark Knight Returns or that whole
Dark Knight Returns, the Frank Miller
piece, it's all about the strategy. In that comic series, it's about basically like, you know, Batman's retired and basically he's considered like this rogue character. Superman's working with the government, and so Superman basically comes in to kind of just like make sure Batman stays in pocket. But when he does, Batman's like, no, I'm doing my own thing, so they basically have it out. But Batman knows obviously Superman can move mountains if he wants to, so he strategizes. That's where he comes up with the suit. He comes up with the plan to have all these things to combat Superman. He's a strategist, and that's the thing that they lose in these movies. Two things: that Batman doesn't strategize enough. So this movie, I know you guys like Batman, but I think they pussyfied him more in this movie. Dude, Cyborg had to fly his plane, had to fix his what's the climber thing. He was doing everything. Batman couldn't do shit. Only thing that Batman was doing in this movie, guys, to me, was shooting laser guns or telling people what to do. And
Nah, he was shooting his throwing batarangs and shooting his Gatling gun.
He had a plan
in this one.
Batman had a plan though. He just didn't have the manpower to make it pop off. And Cyborg can damn near do everything.
They didn't need Batman in this movie.
They really
Wonder
didn't.
Woman could have brought everybody together.
They really didn't. Batman was like useless. But back to Suss's point real quick too with the kryptonite. Here's always my problem with the Superman in these other movies. They always feel like they got to depower Superman to make him interesting in order for him to gel with other people. That's not true. He can be just as powerful and just as dope and it still be a solid story. But every, like, whether it's the TV iterations, the movie, you got to depower him first. So it's just like, I'm tired of that, man. It's like, let me see Superman be gangster. I'm cool with that. That's why Man of Steel works
I
so
agree
well.
with Quasi. What were you gonna say, Lou?
And by the way, Sus, I got to watch Superman and Lois. It sucked.
No, I actually like.
Oh, you didn't like the new series?
No.
Let's not make this a Superman and Lois episode. We'll do that separately. But
no, I just want to put it
but
out
just
there.
real quick,
I just want your feelings to feel good.
the first few episodes, I actually like it. I'm surprised I like it, but we'll talk about that in another episode.
I think it's good too. Yeah.
So real quick, guys, we heard everybody's opinion. It's very mixed. Can this movie the new Zack Snyder Justice League, can it save the whole DC universe?
Negative.
Let's start with finale. Let's go one by one. In your opinion.
Negative. I think their only hope is Flashpoint. Flashpoint has to be the glue.
Quasi.
Flashpoint has to be the gluten.
I don't agree on that.
The DCU won't continue with this movie. To Finale's point, Flashpoint is going to be the key. But the good part about this movie is you show the all of the powers and all the range that Flash has. His ability to spend time back, all that was finally explored in this movie, and I appreciated it for that. So I think they're going to expand a lot more on, once again, to Finale's point, in flashback.
Give it another week. I give it another week with this movie. I guarantee you, it's not going to be accepted well.
Pretty Lou.
I think it's going to be polarizing, but it's still going to be. It's going to make.
I think this movie saved the DC universe because it opened up a lot of doors, especially what Quasi said. It definitely, now we could finally open up the door for Flashpoint. I think Flashpoint is just the icing on the cake. I think Flashpoint is finally what's going to get it to where it needs to get to.
Joey franchise.
I agree with Lou and what Quasi had to say too. And all three of y'all. I mean, at the end of the day, I think this was it was a kind of a breath of fresh air for a DCEU movie, because we've got some kind of mediocre ones in the past couple years. And I think this is like the base for, the conversation to be had at the table. All right, what are we gonna have Zack Snyder do next? I mean, this is being really, received very well. Critics have, haven't panned it, any said anything crazy bad about it. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things for the most part. So, I mean, this is another conversation to be had, whether Zack Snyder can go forward, maybe with the second Justice League movie after they, knock out a Flashpoint, which honestly probably will be the, like finale said, the glue to the DCEU, and can possibly spark the next, series of these solo Justice League character movies, and that hopefully can lead into what we kind of just talked about, as far as having a nightmare scene version of Justice League if it doesn't appear in Flashpoint.
Do you think that they're like? I hope you're right about this. Do you think they're going to give the budget to do another Justice League movie or a Flashpoint movie on HBOMAX? Like, I know they did it. This was a special situation with the Zack Snyder Justice League. The fans roared, they answered. But do you think they're going to give the budget just for a streaming movie to have these visuals the way he does it?
It would have to be a regular movie.
Yeah, it'd have to be. It wouldn't be a 4 hour.
It would have to be a regular movie, but I think they'll give the budget, of course. Yo, let me tell you something. You just gave a man something that was all messed up, and he put the pieces back together again. You guys tend to forget that again. You gotta give the Zach credit. You gotta give him credit. At least that. Maybe he missed a little couple things here and there. You gotta give him credit.
I'm not saying the movie was bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it didn't have to be 4 hours.
He didn't have to put anything together. He had it. Whedon took things out and added stupid things in it. When Superman came back, it was the same fight scene. Whedon just took things out. And then Zach took that scene with Batman saying something's definitely bleeding. So we didn't add some scenes, though. He took things out of that fight scene and then added
dialogue. You know what they hinted at too, to add on to like those Batman scenes that was cut out. You remember when Snyder took the Batman and Wonder Woman like connection that was happening and turned it from like the real kind of spicy one that it was in the Joss Whedon one to like, you remember when he like touched her hand? Yeah. And it was like almost like an accident, almost like there's like some hinting at like some sort of intimacy sort of too.
Yeah.
So that was interesting on how he flipped that, because you remember in the Joss Whedon cut, they were like kind of going at each other's heads, and he made that,
this time
at Chris Pine's character.
Yeah. Right. And in this movie, they were actually really happy about bringing Superman back, which in the first one, Wonder Woman was like, yo, I don't think that was a great idea.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah.
But technically in this one,
Aquaman it was at the end.
Yeah. In this one, Aquaman's like, nah, this wasn't a good idea. I told you. So he's the guy. So
I'm wondering if the mother box is like has Superman kind of programmed in a sense. So that's what I'm curious about. If I felt that vibe, especially even in the nightmare scene.
Here's the thing I did like about this, that basically everything is sparked off, and that's how the mother boxes start, because they're almost like called once Superman dies. And I like that part in the beginning, and they show the whole, you know, like the vibe goes through the whole planet, and it almost awakens the mother boxes, because the point was made, the mother boxes didn't awaken while Superman was alive, but then once he dies, it's almost like this signal goes off to like, okay, coast is clear, kind of. I did like that connection, so I thought they could have, you know, done a little bit more with that. So listen, all in all, the visual, like I said, visuals are dope. To see Zack's complete story, amazing.
Quasi, did anybody else notice this? All right, y'all remember Ready Player One, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember the character IROC?
Which one was that one?
IROC was that the skull in his chest?
Okay.
The what in his chest?
He had the big skull in his chest. He was doing all the main dude's dirty work.
Okay, got you.
Now that I say this, go look at an image of him. He is Desaad. Look at Desaad, Darkseid's minion.
Got you.
Same person.
Got you.
Same character. I guarantee it. Watch it.
But to be fair,
I saw it. I was like, yo, why does dude look familiar?
But to be fair,
Ready Player One.
Okay, but to be fair, they did create that character years before they ever did Ready Player One.
Yo, they're recycling people now. I didn't try to do that. I was like, yo, why does he look familiar? I've seen this dude before.
Hold on, guys, because
I'm telling you, Finale's the only guy. Yo, you got that one lint in your shirt.
Oh, but you know what? Finale is good, because certain things I even miss. I missed the fact that Superman had been gone. I didn't even know they stated that he'd been gone for 2 years. The timeline is important.
No, but what about the Darkseid thing? He literally forgot he went to Earth.
No, I'm with you on that too. That's a huge plot hole. I'm with you.
It kills me.
That's brazy.
I'm with you. Yo, you're right about that.
All right, guys, do you think that WB is going to continue with this universe regardless of how well it does? Just for the fact that they got plans for, you know, that new Batman that's coming out, the J.J. Abrams Superman. Do you think they're going to even allow this universe to take?
That's separate.
Stuff is going to be separate. It's like the Pattinson Batman movie. It'll be separate.
I think it's going to have as much problem as Jason has.
So here's the thing really quick with DC. They've already set in stone, this is what they want to do. They don't have a plan like Marvel does, but they've said, listen, we've had success with movies like The Joker, limited success with like the Suicide Squad. We're just going to keep doing these independent movies, and hopefully the Batman movie will make money. Those are the things that make money. But at the same time, Wonder Woman's a keeper. They've already greenlit a Wonder Woman 3, no matter who directs it. So that's happening. Flashpoint's going to happen. So it's like they're gonna have the separate movies, standalones, plus there's sort of version
of villain movies.
Yeah,
I like the villain movie stuff.
So to answer Suss's question, you're gonna have a little bit of a continuation of the DCEU, but it's not gonna be as structured as it should be, because DC technically they don't have a solid plan, and they've never had one, and that's unfortunate.
And you gotta understand. Remember, in the last Comic-Con that I went to, there was a thing they put out that DC has 2 universes. It's the Dark DC, they call it DC Dark.
Dark Label, yeah.
The new Batman movie that's coming out. You know, those are the darks. Even the Dark Knight trilogies, they claiming that as the Dark
DC Dark. Yeah.
And then you have the DCE universe. You know what I'm saying? The Dark DC is winning.
Yes, give me Jason Todd and Deathstroke. I'll be happy.
The Dark.
You guys are gonna get that. You guys.
I want to see Red Hood. That's all I want to see.
You guys are gonna get that in the Titan show.
Yeah, we're gonna get that in the Titan show.
Yeah.
But
Red Hood.
The Dark DC universe is winning because the Joker movie was phenomenal. It was great. This Batman movie, we gotta see how that goes and all that. Is what they need to fix is the DCE universe, and I feel that Justice League so far is the Band-Aid.
Well, we'll
I'm
see.
Say Flashpoint.
See, I think it's going to depend on Flashpoint a lot too.
Flashpoint
makes money and it makes some sense. They'll continue with it. And Wonder Woman, if she keeps making money, but the way that 84 was, no.
Did you guys talk about all the Easter eggs already in the Justice League, Zack Snyder Justice League?
Oh no, I didn't.
There's a lot, bro.
Well,
there's a lot.
We got an Easter egg, of course, of Green Lantern.
Yeah.
We got the Easter, not one, but 2. There was 2 of them. Remember, there was one, a dead Green Lantern that was in front of the Justice League, and then you had the other one that was flying. You got that one. Another Easter egg. If everybody already saw, they gave more footage of Hercules, or is it Zeus? They call him
Ares.
Ares and Zeus. Yeah, they had Zeus in there. And
Ares and
yeah.
Zeus.
You know what I'm saying? You got more Easter eggs of that. And what else? I'm trying to think of what else. There was other Easter eggs.
Dude, it would take a whole episode to cover. There's a
there's a whole bunch,
4-hour
especially
movie,
in the
bro.
premonition scenes.
Yeah,
We should go back and write down all the Easter eggs we found.
All right, so you know what? We'll do that in a separate episode, all the Easter eggs of the Justice League. In closing, because this was a spoiler review, I'm gonna go one by one. I just want a rating from 1 to 10 from each of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Finale, scale from 1 to 10. Zack Snyder's Justice League.
No negatives.
Nah,
6.5.
it got to be 1 to 10.
He wants to be like
6.5.
-5.
6.5.
A
6.5.
Oh, wow.
A
6.5
It
with
felt
the
like
look.
4 hours.
All right, 6.5. Quasi, what did you feel like?
I'm gonna give it a solid 8. I mean, you know, for what it is, it's good, but it's like it's not
You're
great.
being nice and biased because it's better than Whedon's version.
Joey
Well, yeah,
Francis.
but his version is what it is. It was there before Whedon effed it up.
Hold on,
So
guys.
I'm
Let's
gonna
finish
give it
the
an 8.
ratings. Joey Franchise,
You go.
scale from 1 to 10.
I'm gonna go 8.5, man. I enjoyed it. Like I really enjoyed it.
But you fell asleep.
Well, I woke up, but
It's
bruh,
10
come on.
hours, dog.
Dog, I'm on the radio till midnight, and that's not even including like DJ in the clubs. I literally woke up at like I literally had like 3 or 4 hours of sleep because I was amped up to watch the movie.
All right, let me know when
I
you
watched
fall
that like
asleep when you're
7.
getting head.
All right, guys. Pretty Lou on a scale from 1 to 10.
Give it a 9.
A 9.
The biasness.
A 9. Wow.
All right, so you know
You
what?
guys are being so kind.
Hold on, guys. There it is. Spoiler movie review for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Most of the people in this Zoom gave it a pretty decent from 8 to 9. Finale thinks it's a 6, 6.5. But go view it for yourself. This is our movie review for the Justice League Zack Snyder 4-hour experience on HBOMAX. And yeah, that's what it is.
Yo, we all need to go to dinner with Finale because I want him to pick up the fork and be like, "Do you see the ridges? How it went?"
This was made in Taiwan, not Tibet.
Yeah. All right, guys, this has been a spoiler movie review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's thefeaturepresentation.com where movies and music meet. Here's all of our social medias, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.